Good morning. On this week's installment of The Professor Helps, I'm going to talk to you about permission to feel. This was brought to my attention by several of the podcasts that I'm listening to right now. I'm also listening to my friends talk, and I'm also listening to, my friends really is me. That's me. I'm talking about me. I think that right now it's really hard still. Part of my message with The Professor Helps is to bring you motivation, inspiration, and sometimes a little frustration about what's going on and what's difficult, because I believe in being authentic, because I think that all of us could stand to do a little bit more of that. This week I was listening to a podcast with Dr. Mark Brackett and Professor Brene Brown, and they were both talking about his book, which is Permission to Feel. And it's all about how we can better assess the feelings of others around us, the people that we love most, and also ourselves. And I think in this culture currently, we have feelings. We're all in our feelings right now because things are difficult. And the truth is, we were always in our feelings before. This has just highlighted it in a way that we can't really ignore. And I love his quote, "I'm worried about worrying as much as I'm worrying." And I spent a lot of time trying very hard to stop worrying, but rather have a healthy concern about a situation. And I used to spend hours worrying about stuff that absolutely never ever happened. The other stuff that you didn't predict is what actually happened. And so I did finally mostly conquer that. I still worry sometimes about things that I think, they should be relegated to the category of healthy concern. But in fact, worry is something that you do when you don't have control of a situation. Say like right now, when you're being told when you can go out and when you can stay home and things like that. And it's difficult. Because not only, one of the things that Dr. Mark Brackett was talking about is the fact that we have feelings about our feelings about our feelings. So if you're pissed off, frustrated, aggravated, crying, sad, scared, full of anxiety, guess what? That means that you're a human. That means that you're breathing. That means that you're alive. And the thing is that we often as humans have feelings about our feelings, and it happens within minutes or even seconds of each other. I will give you a perfect example. So I did some cooking the other day. I made my daughter some macaroni and cheese, and I forgot, because I was distracted, to put water in the macaroni and cheese. And so I put it in the microwave, and I went off to do something else. And she's 3, so she was sitting at the table patiently waiting, which is a miracle in and of itself. So I was actually kind of excited about that. So that's a feeling. And then there was this horrible smell, and I said, I wonder, what could that possibly be? Oh, that's weird. I only had it in there for the regular time. That's really strange. I open the microwave to find a black mass that is smoking and smelling. And in that moment, I was like, oh my God, this could have been a fire and I could have died. I'm really irritated that now I have to make more macaroni. I'm happy that it did not become a fire. I'm grateful that, it was only 3 minutes that I had it in there, because I think if it had even been a little bit more, it would have actually caught fire. I was also still concerned that it might still be on fire. And, as I was opening the microwave and I was, feeling that the thing that was making that smell was emanating, I was really worried that there was actually a fire. So there's like 4 different emotions all at once. And I also, it's very important to mention, I felt guilt that I was making macaroni and cheese in the first place for my daughter and for myself. Because the thing is, and I want you to hear this, I was judging me for that. I do not judge other people. You feed your kid what you want. You do what you need to do. I was judging myself because I do try to feed her better stuff. And, at the end of the day, macaroni and cheese is not that bad for you. It's just you have all these standards for yourself as a parent, so you set it. And even if you're not a parent, there's definitely times that you're filled with guilt about something that, do you really need to feel guilty about that? Probably not. But you know what? I was feeling guilty about that. And part of the post a couple of weeks ago was, let's all stop saying first world problems. let's all agree to feel how we feel. If you feel that way, another example, maybe you can relate to this one a little bit better. You wake up and you're frustrated and you're tired and you're aggravated because it's another day that you have to teach your kid on top of doing your job, and your partner is doing their job, and it's just really hard right now. It's really hard. And you catch yourself mid-thought of being frustrated and aggravated and go, oh my God, but at least I have a job. At least we're healthy. At least blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're invalidating the first feeling, and people are much more complex and much more beautiful than that. You're able to have all of those feelings, and you need to let yourself have them, because if you keep burying them down, they're going to express themselves in different ways that you're not going to be happy with. So what I'm trying to say, and what I'm saying in this week's installment of The Professor Helps, is feel how you feel. Feel your feelings. Go ahead and let yourself feel what you're feeling. And to hear more about what the doctor and the professor had to say, I'll post a link after the YouTube video of his book, which is called Permission to Feel. And it talks all about how we have our feelings, but we don't know why. It's also a way to try to better gauge our emotional intelligence, recognize feelings in others, recognize it in ourselves, regulating emotion when it's too strong. And he goes into a lot of detail about how screen time is really affecting our kids. And, you know, it's still a developing science, but I am telling you right now, it's something I'm super passionate about, so I'm going to keep talking to you about it. Yes, we're using our screens a lot right now. Yes, that is how we're talking to each other. That's how we're communicating with the world. It doesn't mean that we have to give over completely to the machines. Yes, you use your screen a lot, but just for a second, think about what it means when you turn your screen off and you look your partner in the eye. And had this conversation with my husband last night. I was talking to him, I was doing the dishes, and he was on his phone, and I said, hey, I really want your attention. He's like, have I missed anything you've said? I said, no, I'm just selfish. I want all of your attention. I want all of your eyeballs on me, and I want everything that you can give me. And that was my feeling about the situation. And it continues to be my feeling about the situation. And I know that it's not always going to be that way. And I think it's something we can all cultivate, is that idea that, you know, however someone is feeling, that needs to be honored, and that starts with you. So if you're feeling upset, angry, frustrated, scared, anxious about all of this, and by this I mean life, know that you're normal, and know that that is completely and totally how you should be feeling. And I'm not fond of using the word should, because it's very easy to pile a bunch of judgment on top of that word. And it's one of the few times that I will use it. You should be feeling all of the things that you're feeling, and you need to let yourself feel what you're feeling. And if you cry, you cry. And if you're angry, you're angry. And if you eat a bag of cookies, you eat a bag of cookies. And if you have some ice cream, you're placating the 5-year-old within, I say go for it, because you need to feel the things that you're feeling. So I guess what I'm saying is, I, along with Dr. Mark Brackett and Professor Brene Brown, I'm telling you, you have permission to feel. Let yourself feel everything that you're feeling. And that's scary, because emotions are powerful. And I tell you, go and feel all the things that you're feeling. And that's my message this week for The Professor Helps. If this helps you, if you are inspired by it, if you're motivated by it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, share it with someone else who you think might need the inspiration. Thanks so much, everybody, and this is The Professor, signing off.